Hi, so my name is Jane Frankland and I'm the founder of Cybersecurity Capital and the Insecurity Movement. And we have an initiative going on at the moment which is all about a code of conduct. And I'm here with Jessica from Black Hat, and I'm going to let Jessica introduce herself, but we're going to talk about Black Hat's code of conduct and why having a really sound code of conduct is absolutely important for events. So Jessica, tell me.
Thank you, Jane. I'm Jessica Hoffman. I work for Black Hat. I'm Black Hat Community Programs Manager. So yes, I'm responsible for managing the code of conduct, its communication, and the implementation at our events.
Great. So tell me, why is having a code of conduct really important for you at Black Hat?
It's important for us at Black Hat because the priority when people are attending our events is that they are focusing on learning and education and meeting the right people. And everyone from our community comes from around the world, from all different backgrounds, and they should feel safe, welcomed, and included at our events and not be distracted by inappropriate behavior or anything that makes them feel uncomfortable.
Great. And say with your code of conduct, have you found that it is needed to evolve with time, or has it been quite static? Because how I see your code of conduct is it's very, very clear. So right from the very beginning, you can see that exactly who you need to report an incident or inappropriate behavior to if it does happen, and what you are going to do as Black Hat in regards to that.
Yeah, absolutely. And our code of conduct, it was implemented in 2014 as a public document, but it really is live and ever changing. It's something that we're working on year over year, and even in between shows in the same year, and making sure that we're making tweaks and edits and making it really clear and inclusive, so that if people do feel or they're questioning what is okay, what isn't okay, it's outlined on our website, it's outlined in our mobile app, it's in pre-event communications, and there's also a really clear path for who you can get in touch with if there is something that makes you feel uncomfortable or unsafe. Individual contact information, an alias, or a physical place like an office where you can go speak to someone in person anonymously.
That's really good. And one final question: what are the major challenges that you have when you are running an event and you are trying to keep people safe when they come to it?
Yeah, I think one of the challenges we have is, when someone is inside of our event at Black Hat, we have a lot more control over any unacceptable behavior. There's really clear rules about, how situations are handled, and when someone reports something to us, as event organizers, we have a bit more control over who's allowed at our event. And outside of the event walls, maybe in Las Vegas at Black Hat USA, we have a little bit less control over what happens once people, leave the conference space. And that's why it's so important as a community that we take the pledge for, being inclusive and, abiding by a code of conduct and a standard of behavior, and that, really everyone, sponsors, individuals, organization is on board, with this code of conduct and how people feel at InfoSecurity events.
That's really good, because I think that also leads me on to talk about what happens after, so at the parties. So say you can keep people safe and with the code wrapped around it, but it's what happens when people go to the parties after, because I think quite a lot of incidents happen then. And talking to some of the board members about this, what they were saying was that they are putting in recommendations so for the party organizers to actually abide by your code of conduct or a code of conduct. Absolutely. So that people are safe.
Yeah, I think that's something, as we're evolving the process and the code of conduct is ever changing, communicating it out to attendees, has always been top of mind, but I think it needs to go beyond that. It needs to be something that everyone's aware of and everyone's on board with, promoting and implementing.
Yeah.
Even outside of, the main hours of the conference.
I think it has to become standard for our industry, because what gives us the right to protect anyone or organization if we cannot keep the people safe within our own community?
Yeah, and it really needs to go, beyond just, in the sessions and in the hallways, but, as a community, we all come together and say, we are one industry and everyone, needs to be treated a certain way.
Yeah, and call it out when it happens.
Exactly.
And report it in the right manner.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's great. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you.
Thanks.